Can you read the title, Owen? The name of the game is literally the title of the stream. So I'm not sure if you're doing that on purpose or not. But yeah, hello to anybody that comes on. So from ARMA 3 I'm doing ARMA 2. Because like I said, even though I've got more into ARMA 3 recently, because there's more mods for it now and it does run better than it used to, I still, I don't know what it is, the jankiness of ARMA 2 in a way I actually prefer. So, doing CTI mode, along with the British Army in it. It's just a shame with ARMA 2 there's no way of selecting which armies you want fighting which armies. You have to do the preset scenarios. I always forget you have a lot more funds in ARMA 2 as well compared to that ARMA 3 version this I was doing. Might as well get a couple of those. Right, so all the towns to capture are all... Right, guess I want to probably go get that northern point first. Right, where's my vehicle that spawned in? There it is. Right, I have to now get used to ARMA 2 controls again, because I've been playing ARMA 3. I've been struggling to get to grips with the ARMA 3 controls, or I'm used to ARMA 2. And now, now I'm back to the controls I'm used to. I need to get back round to remembering them again. Getting driver. Yep. I don't want him to target that at 2-6. Right, let's go, yeah, do that one, that's the actual task. So that's to the north of me. Now was there, K compass, yeah, so I can fit to that, and that means I'm going north in theory. And then am I lined up north? Yeah, I should be able to see that objective up there, but why is it not showing up in the distance like it normally does? That's weird. Oh, I see it now, yeah, it's because the icon's different in ARMA 2. Alright, Kyle, done a lot of packing for my holiday today, so that's been my main thing I've done today. It was mostly just packing, but so yeah, there's the annoying thing with ARMA 2 vehicles off-road, where you'll notice that the speeds change immediately when you go on-road to off-road. So like my vehicle now starts speeding up massively, but as soon as I go off the little track of the road, they'll slow down massively. So that's the thing that's definitely better in ARMA 3, as much as I moan a lot about ARMA 3. Oh, you can do that, same as that one. Now if we all order everybody to the position we're going to. Actually, let's order everybody else that's not in this vehicle to go. But I'll just commandeer this one and go to the other thing. Yeah, Ghost Jesus. For some reason, ARMA 2 is the one I think that... I don't know why it's janky, but it's janky in a way I like. ARMA 3, like I've been playing that recently, ARMA 3 is definitely better than I prefer it, because there's the CTI mods now for ARMA 3 that aren't bad. There's the, I think they finally made it run alright on 64-bit processors, because that's in the launch options for it now, and it doesn't run like complete absolute trash. I've got a little compass with the UI at the bottom of this screen, like, yeah. So, don't actually need to get my compass up. But yeah, like, as much as I wish there were more ways of modifying the CTI mode in this, I don't know why. I think because ARMA 2 introduced me to the series, and again, Reforger, I think Reforger is going to be really good once there's loads more mod availability for it. But the problem I have with Reforger is nobody has yet made a CTI mode for it. Like, I know the in-game CTI thing is called Conflict in it, but the fact that there's not one that you can just play with AIs, that you have to have players filling slots for the game to work, is annoying. Yeah, if you're playing on something with a really beefy, like, single core, it doesn't matter. Oh, my extra passenger's now running off in that direction. But anyway, this is just a recon one, wasn't it? Not even a town. The AI does seem to just automate itself better on ARMA 2. Right, so southwest of where I am. That way, yeah, there we go. But yeah, that is the thing with ARMA, like I was saying, because ARMA 2 technically would have the same problem as ARMA 3, that, you know, it's only really running on a single core, but ARMA 2 is obviously a hell of a lot better optimised. I know it's because it's not having to do as advanced physics things and everything else. Oh, and I like in this that you can actually turn the grass off completely as opposed to just having the grass reduced, because that means that obviously now I can, you know, go prone and still shoot at people properly. Whereas ARMA 3 has the problem that there's a mod that stops the AI seeing through the grass, but you still have the issue that as soon as you go prone you can't see anything, unlike real life where, you know, even when you're prone you can kind of see as long as the grass isn't taller than your head. Oh, I've completely veered off the wrong way there. I'm meant to be going southwest, yeah, in that direction. Right, Roger. So yeah, like I said, if somebody makes a proper working CTI mode for ARMA Reforger, I'd absolutely love that, because Reforger, you know, looks really, really nice and is quite well optimised. And, you know, it's got better physics and everything. It's just that at the moment, Reforger's just in that annoying state where, you know, there's fairly lot of content, because there's not a single player campaign for it, nor is there, you know, like something like that. You're forced to just play online with other people. And like I said, the thing I like with a thing like this is I can actually, you know, click save, like that, and then, you know, quit one of these scenarios and come back to it later and everything's as it was. Ah, that's excellent, yeah, and 2044 expiry date, if you look after it, that's just the shelf life on it. So technically with that M15 as well, if you look after it properly, it would still be good for 50 plus years. Because, you know, I've got some old surplus masks that are well past their shelf lives, but all the, you know, rubber seals and everything on them are still good. Speaking of that, might interest you, Rajiv, I need to clean it up after this stream. On Etsy, I managed to get a rarer version of the British Mark IV gas mask, the one with the Indiana Jones satchel. It's the rare version that has the mic connector on it, that like the prototype thing before they did the Mark V. I think it's called the T model or something like that. And I saw one site I sometimes look at stuff on selling it for £195, but I got this one on Etsy with postage included for £35. So what I'm going to do later is give the bag a good clean, because it's obviously been in some sort of dusty storeroom for years. Then as well give the mask out a clean with, you know, like wet wipes and stuff like that. Obviously it's got an asbestos filter, so I'm definitely not breathing through the filter. But, you know, it's a really, really nice sort of antique mask. Made by Avon Rubber, still working in the UK, you know, the famous Avon Rubber, makers of the S10 and FM12. Dated April 1941, this particular one. So it's nice having, because I've got a couple of really old Avon masks, so. Like I say, it was just a thing where I wasn't even looking up masks originally, and then, because Etsy's sometimes good for looking up old Soviet crap, I was looking at Soviet crap on Etsy, didn't spot anything that took my interest, and thought, oh, do a quick search for gas masks on there. And yeah, managed to find that World War II one for, you know, like, almost, I'd say, you know, like 20% of the asking price on some other sites for those. I guess because the seller knew enough about what it was, but not, you know, just wanted a quick sale, I guess. Didn't want to piss about, you know, waiting ages for a sale, you know, for trying to get £100 to £200 for it, so just stuck it on for 35 quid. They probably found it in a charity shop or something for a fiver, I imagine. So they probably still made a good, you know, markup on it, even at 35 quid, but I was happy with that. I thought, oh, that's really good. Definitely give them good feedback, that seller, as soon as it lets me give him feedback, but I can't leave a review for another couple of days, because I guess it's designed so you can't give them a bad review or a good review until the product would technically have arrived and you had a chance to look at it. So you can't just, you know, shit talk or praise a seller without actually getting your item. I guess to stop scam reviews, sort of thing. So yeah, keep following this thing along and then go south. I really like jackals, for some reason. Again, yeah, just praising ARMA 2 and that. Jackals, I think, are one of those really cool British sort of improvised vehicles. I know the one they use now, trying to think of the name of it. It's like a 6-wheeled one rather than the 4-wheeled one. I think it's even bigger. You get them in the British, like, mods people have made for ARMA 3. But, can't think of its name of the version of, like, is it Coyote or maybe? It's again, it's going to be like a name of some sort of like animal similar to a jackal. They named it, but again, I quite like these. Love the Humber Pig as well, but sadly I haven't seen any mods that add Humber Pigs to ARMA. Right. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm dead. Some of my guys survived, apparently. Yeah, should have slowed down, I guess, driving into that roadblock. Where's my other guys then? That are they the jackals down there? Yeah, one of the things that is better in ARMA 3 is the fact it has the numbers of who your squad mates are on the map actually up there. So you can see who your squad mates are, not random AI. Yeah, dead. Not a big surprise. You alright? Actually, those might be my 2 jackals there. So I don't know if one of the mods I've installed, but they've inverted the scroll. That's weird getting used to that. Scroll down to zoom in, scroll up to zoom out. That's like invert of what you normally have. Yeah, if there's 2 HMG jackals there, they're probably my ones, because they're actually in the same place as each other. Right, so guess I'm just going to put a waypoint now. Let's shift click if it's the same as ARMA 3, which I think was the thing I remembered from ARMA 2. Shift click. Yep, there we go. Okay, let's just use one of these Land Rovers for now. If although the funny thing is, even though some of the British Army stuff has the license names in this, notice that the Land Rovers are actually called, it doesn't have a brand name on it, but rather than being a Land Rover Defender, it's called the Offender. So that's kind of, if you're going to not use copyrighted names, that is quite a funny way of doing it, because you clearly know what this is meant to be. You know, this is a Land Rover Defender, but Again, I do prefer the things like this if they have some real name stuff, just to have everything with its real names. So I'm there. I basically want to go west, don't I, for where my stuff is. Oh, don't run over the friendly soldiers. It's easier said than done, because they're being idiots. Oh yeah, in ARMA 2 I've noticed the AI is nowhere near as bad at flipping your own cars over as in bloody ARMA 3. Like, the amount of times I was playing this warfare mode in ARMA 3, and you'd buy a load of units and then find the AI had completely, like, wasted a $5,000 tank because they just flipped them, you know, somehow on a relatively flat surface. Like, it wouldn't bother me if they were having to ride the vehicles down a mountain and then they flipped them, but it was just the fact sometimes I had a load of tanks in a line, like convoying to an objective, and one somehow managed to flip, you know, where the front ones and rear ones are fine, but once one of them got to the same bit of terrain, oh, I rolled the tank over. Yeah, the interiors are definitely a lot lower res than some of the ARMA 3 ones. Oh, it's a handover, so I'm in a handover offender rather than a Land Rover Defender. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's fine, it was just a bit of stutter. Oh. Why is it stuttering all of a sudden? Probably a load of stuff spawning in, I imagine. One thing that definitely works better in ARMA 2 than ARMA 3 I've found is like your gunners in gunner seats just targeting stuff. ARMA 3 for some reason seems really janky if your squad mates and vehicles actually want to decide to target stuff or not. Yeah. Because especially because I like the fact in ARMA 2 you can just press tab to cycle through targets, where in ARMA 3 it uses R and T, but T is also, as well as being like target something, is cancel target, and R, as well as being like previous thing or like next target, is also reload. So it's a really stupid sort of set of buttons to use, whereas I just like tab as keep cycling through available targets using tab. It just seems more sensible. Oh yeah, I forgot there's fast travel, isn't there, in ARMA 2 CTI, which I like a lot. So how that works is you have to be in the zone of somewhere that you're actually capturing, so I can't just do it anywhere, and then you can fast travel from towns that are under your control, assuming the supply lines aren't broken. Which again is a nice feature, because I was getting really annoyed in the ARMA 3 one on the really big maps of right, I just want to move to, like, go back to my base, but I don't want to spend 10 minutes driving there, so is it worth just, you know, deleting myself? I have to use those words because I'm on a YouTube live stream and they don't like words like, south aside, so, yeah. Oh, you also get money, don't you, in the ARMA one, like it says at the top right. Supplies delivered and like dead vehicles being salvaged, so you get more income streams as well, which is nice. It's not just every time you get a kill and just owning towns. There's more ways that money trickles in. Right, yeah, I see my dead jackals, so this would probably be a good place to get off. To back seat, that's the side seat, but yeah, it's the passenger seat. Oh! Oh, I got out of that just in time. Okay. Love me Susat, simple as. No, I've played Grounded difficulty on The Last of Us, but I'm assuming Grounded is a different game. Right, okay, so everything just got fucking blown up over here. I'm assuming they have like an SPG or some sort of mounted sort of defense system in this town, because that if you get a load of vehicles wiped out like that, it doesn't just mean some rocket infantry getting lucky attacks. It normally means there's a fucking full-on mounted like gun somewhere. I am playing on the easiest difficulty just because I can see people easier. Oh, like, yeah, there's the guy. Don't know how far away he is. One of these mods that is installed though is got rid of the cheaty sort of thing I like in ARMA 2 that I usually use, which is use the thing up to tell your NPCs to do something, your squad mates, and then it pops up with the distances over there. Alright, I'm going to take an educated guess. Alright, there's some guys. So, oh, it's fairly close to 0. I am going to need to turn down my... Oh wait, I've already got all of the mouse sensitivity fully turned down. I'll tell you what I can do actually, though, is I've got a DPI button on the mouse, there we go. So if I put it... So was I... Which DPI setting was I on? The highest, was I? I'm not sure. Why is the DPI not changing on my mouse? Normally I just press the DPI button and it changes, but it's... Oh wait, yeah, no, sorry, I think I'm looking at the wrong lights on the mouse. That's quite high. That's even higher. That's even higher. That's very slow. Let's keep it on this one. As long as I move the mouse slowly, that should be right. Yeah, I don't like the GP7 in terms of the straps are really uncomfortable. It has a horrible interface fit seal, but I think the GP7 looks really cool. So not ABEC, but ABE, so organic vapor, inorganic vapor, acid gas level 1. That's not bad. It probably would still stop some ammonia, even if it's not rated for ammonia. P3 is what you want on it because it stops all the particles you're going to ever want it to. $49 each if they're brand new, as in they've still got a couple of years on the date for them and they're sealed properly. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'd say that's not awful. It's not brilliant, but not stupid either. It's, you know, what you'd really expect, I guess. I know ARMA, the only problem with ARMA 2 I found when I tried to play it with friends a while ago was like you have to do a shitload of port forwarding and stuff like that. Oh yeah, then that is good, Kyle. Yeah, that is very good then for that price. I'm not used to seeing filters sealed that long. So yeah, I'd say go for a couple at that price, then buy shorter term filters that are cheaper for just general use. You know, if you use your mask for everyday stuff. Can't see shit. I know this town's crawling with them because they're all over. Oh, is that technical on my left somewhere? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a truck. Those aren't armoured though, so I might be able to potentially knock the wheels off or perforate the driver's cabin. Oh, there's a guy on the machine gun, look, or an SPG. Is that an SPG? Yeah, SPG 9. Yeah, that was the fucking thing that blew my vehicles up then. Yeah. So, yeah, mounted recoilless rifle. It's kind of funny Soviet SPG 9s aren't as famous as RPG 7s, I guess because they're a lot bulkier. So it's not really a man-portable thing, it's more like a static defense weapon, but... Getting a bit low on ammo now. Oh, who's shooting back at me? Yeah, no worries. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with what the prices would be like in the US because obviously your market's quite isolated compared to a lot of the European surplus sort of prices. So yeah, I never know if that's, you know, what's really available for what money in America. Don't know if I've wasted that guy or not. There's another one, look. Oops. Oh, my guy has got on the SPG though, so maybe he's doing stuff. That town is still crawling with red guys though. They're still alive, the other guys at least, so maybe they can take out some more enemies. What was that, Manlitopia? If you made another comment, your thing didn't come through. Because I've just seen that you said something's rated for everything but carbon monoxide, but I didn't see what you're on about. Yeah, like I said, Myra have very, very good advertising, Kyle. So a lot of people, you know, only really hear of Myra. Now, I don't want to be slandering anyone, but if I remember right, Myra's CEO is a bit of a dickhead, because he's the sort of person that gets into online arguments with people when they point out that Myra is just literally buying check masks and reselling them. Like, I know they're doing it legally and under a license. It's not like these check companies are suddenly going to find out and sue Myra. But, you know, it's the fact that they're pretending like, you know, it's all their own sort of shit or whatever, and like nobody else's products are available. It's like, no, you're just buying masks from like Mazkagumi or whatever that country is called in the Czech Republic. Oh, hello. Is that, oh no, they got two. Stick your head out. Oh, I've lost all my squad mates. I'm getting low on ammo, so I'm probably just going to have to make a break for this village and then die or get a few kills along the way, because at the moment I'm sort of sitting back without much happening. Wasteland 2. What was in the one that Wasteland is in, like the game that was like the original Fallout Wasteland? If so, no. I've played Fallout 1 and 2, and I don't think I ever played the original Wasteland, but I definitely know what it is. If those are the games you're on about. But no, I never played any of the like more modern Wastelands or whatever. Yeah, again, I think they're relying on people's ignorance of the fact that you can go to other suppliers and stuff like that. Because, like I said, like a lot of companies, the company before Myra, there was one that used to be called... Now, I can't remember what the company was called, but they used to be a meme back in the day, and they used to do this thing where they'd write, hello, oh, I got shot by the balaclava-looking IRA guy before I got a chance to shoot him. Right, Rich? But yeah, but there was this company, like, that used to be around before Myra, and they did the exact same thing, and they listed nearly every common surplus mask on their website, and then went like 100% obsolete, 100% obsolete. And then they'd mention how Israeli gas masks were only good if you bought from them, and if you bought from anybody else, they were definitely expired. So they did a lot of shit like that. I can't remember. ApprovedGasMasks.com, that was it, because they had a really stupid bollocks name. ApprovedGasMasks.com. I remember now. It's my bit of my brain's remembered. And yeah, ApprovedGasMasks.com used to do that exact same shit. They were like Myra, but didn't sell as well as Myra. Right, I'm just gonna spam warriors. We're gonna just crush that town using warriors, man. But yeah. Oh, it's... Can you try and space it out a bit, Manlitopia, and see if it works that way? I'll Google on my phone, which is hard to do in a game stream, M4000 or M412 filters. Is this the Mestil safety code, M4012 NATO gas mask filters? I've seen a seller selling those for $19.99, as in dollars. Right, cool, so Mestil. I think I've heard of them and I think they're alright, but again, yeah, so you can buy like ones that are expired but still sealed, or I guess ones for a bit more money that are in date, or whatever. Right. I've got a brand new warrior. Right, I'm going to be the driver. Wait, do I actually have to get in properly through the back door? To driver's seat, there we go. Right, let's see if we can just smash into that town now. So, Lopatino, let's see if we can just smash Lopatino. Should be able to just pretty much directly smash through all the trees using the warriors as well, because they're heavy enough that they shouldn't cause an issue. Right, am I online? I want to go a bit more southwest than I was going. Where can I see my marker? Oh, there it is. Again, that orange colour does mix a bit with the autumny colours, I guess. So it's still not perfect. So it's basically an ABEC filter, yeah. So, yeah, organic vapours, inorganic vapours, acid gas and ammonia-based gases. Oh, but not ammonia. So, yeah, it's an ABE filter. Even the ones that aren't, the K in them, well, I know in the US, annoyingly, you use a different system than most of the other bits of the world. So again, it's that annoying thing that when I mention ABEC to people in the US, it probably comes up with a different thing. But yeah, the ammonia bit, I found even filters not rated for ammonia, you can't always, like, get your eyes watering and all that with, like, smelling salts and that. Because some filters, if they're built well enough, even though they're not technically rated for ammonia, will stop it in lower concentrations. Oh, you say it does ammonia. Oh, sorry, not carbon monoxide, but does ammonia. Yeah, you're all set then. Well, ARMA giving you Gary's Mod flashbacks. This is quite a different game than Gary's Mod. But yeah, so it's an ABEC filter basically, same as modern, yeah that's alright, I get you. So same as most modern CBRN filters, because most modern CBRN filters are either AB2 EK1 or ABE2K1, which basically just means how long they work or the concentrations of those gases. P3 always at the end, because that means you're protected from sulfates or whatever it's, sorry, not sulfates, particulates. Oh, and my warrior's not keeping up. It's alright, I'll just give them the manual coordinates and they can trundle along themselves to where that is. Yeah, this is obviously the ones of the bolt-on armour packages, because it's got the slat armour on from the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. They've got the bolt-on armour on the sides, which is the, I think, a bit like Soviet reactive armour. Yeah, and Warrior is one of my favourite vehicles, even though the British government MOD let the entire thing down by not putting a modernised turret on them. So these are essentially like Bradleys that go faster and have better armour. But the downside to the Warrior was they never ever put a more modern turret on them. So the Bradley has a way better turret. So Warriors are like Bradleys, just of a shit turret, essentially. And they kept going on about maybe modernising them at various points, and then never, you know, got around to it. And whether or not they are going to do any Warriors or not before, oh, they're my Warriors. They did. Some of them did turn up fairly quickly. Hello, blokes. Love me, Warrior. Simple as. Right, so I can do fast travel, can't I? I want to work out where Red Guy's base is. It's probably somewhere southwest of where I am. Because Green Guy is going to be to the east, by look at the fact that we're engaging green enemies to the east. I don't know if who's more dangerous, green or red. They're probably pretty similar, because they have slightly different... Oh, there's his HQ, look. Right, let's see if we can stomp his HQ really quickly, Red Guy. Because if we can get Red's HQ, that means we can solely focus on green. Because what sometimes happens in this game mode that makes it harder than most of the CTIs, because there's 3 factions on this one, you quite often end up, you know, doing well against one of the factions, and then the other one just hitting you completely in the back and wiping you out, while you're, like, you know, mostly trying to focus on one front. So, if we can, deal with this guy, just smash Red Guy's base in, then we can focus all our attention on the Eastern Front. The Israeli civilian PAPRs, they're better than not having a PAPR, but they don't move much air. They're designed for civilians basically sitting around. So if you're doing anything where you're going to get sweaty, or you have a mask that needs like a positive pressure respirator, they're not good enough for that. So they're better than not having a PAPR, but they don't move as much air as that cheap Chinese PAPR I reviewed recently. They certainly don't move as much air as that West German PAPR I've got. And they also don't move as much air as those DIY ones I made using the camping mattress inflators. So the Israeli civilian PAPRs, they're better than nothing, but they're not really good enough for anything you need a PAPR for in the first place, if that makes sense. So, because like I said, I think the entire design of them is, as a civilian, you can, you know, use them for, well, 12 o'clock, is that an APC? Have we got a BMD or whatever that is? BRMD, whatever the name of that Soviet vehicle is. The little scout car thing. Bang. Smashes BMD door in. It's not a BMD, is it? It's I'm trying to remember the name of that bloody thing. BRDM? I think it's BRDM. There we go. Shot its wheels off. I'll just go in the gunner's seat and finish off what's left. There's still some more of them. Right, I think that vehicle there is the one I need to destroy. Their like command vehicle. There we go. That's probably his base gone. Yeah, like I said, I've been playing a load of ARMA 3 recently, and I've played more ARMA 3 recently than I think I've ever played of it before, but there's still something I find more charming about ARMA 2. Slaneshi Chaplin, anyway. It's just, yeah. ARMA 2, I find, it's janky, but it runs quite well, and I don't really tend to get frustrated with it, if that makes sense. For ARMA 3, a lot of the time, I start enjoying bits of it, then they seem to have really weird design choices. Whereas ARMA 2 is just... Again, I think it's because the game was basically set around the time it came out. So it's not any near future shit. It was just well-modelled military gear of various armies at the time. Like the British Army stuff is very war in Iraq, Afghanistan sort of equipment. Like this Warrior, it's got the slat armour on from the coin stuff, counterinsurgency stuff. Right, don't breathe through the filter, you mama gaming. Yeah, the reason for that is because those filter adapters were made by real militaries that needed them for their old 60mm masks before they retired them. Whereas I don't think any country said, you know what, we need to keep these Ghost masks in service for longer, and then just split his spine with my tracks. Yeah, I don't think any country said, you know what, we really need to keep our... you know, like our NATO, our like Ghost masks in service for longer with an adapter for NATO threads. So in theory, yeah, it could be done properly either with metal with washers or like good quality plastic with washers, but nobody actually did it. Right, so the red guy's base is taken out. I don't think he can actually recover properly. So let's order all of my warriors except the one I'm in over to the east side, where I think that I'll just set a custom marker for myself. Let's have a look, let's have a look near Gorka. Oh, there's still some infantry running around. She thought, I suppose that's more like she was, her eyesight was so bad she thought it was GPS tracker. Right, let's capture that place first, just because I can fill up my guns at that place, because the good thing in the ARMA 2, because I guess because it was made by the developers, not like a modded in mode, was the CTI mode in this means that once you've captured a place, you can just rearm and refuel at the actual place. Whereas I've got 75 kills. Look, but yeah, the problem with the ARMA 3 ones is a lot of those things don't have proper refueling things in some of those mods. So you can buy a really expensive tank and then really quickly just run all its fucking ammo out, and then have to buy a new tank. Because there probably is some convoluted way of buying a supply truck to then take the supplies over. But the ARMA 2 way, where it's just at places you control, you can just pay a load of money and just magically refill and repair, you know, all your shit, is a much better gameplay mechanic system. Oh shit! What hit me? Anti-tank teams, is that? Run them down, run them down. Yeah, at least my vehicle's still trundling along, so let's get it into the next town, and then assuming we capture that without getting blown up or immobilised, I can have the entire thing repaired and rearmed. One of the mods I've got disabled has the thing disabled where you can... Oh, so they've changed it to right click, not fucking... That's weird. Right. I know my gun is probably not auto-targeting, but yeah, I liked it on tab, so... Right, just knock you out. Oh look, there's... Oh, that's lucky he hadn't spotted me going on an SPG over there. Might actually knock out the SPG because I don't like the SPG being there in case another guy gets on it. Whatever. But yeah, saying the thing I liked with pressing tab to cycle targets has been disabled by one of these mods that's installed. So for this mode I should probably not play with the whatever mod it is that's done that. Oh, that archway is too strong for my thing to knock it down, but the wall isn't. Right, once we capture this I can repair my warrior. Slowly capturing this thing. Where have all my other warriors gone to? I know they're not meant to be coming where I am, but I'd still like them going to where I ordered them to go. Look at that tank down there. Oh, they are my warriors. Because they're all still stuck together, which is good. Oh, one of the crewmen isn't in the warriors for some reason. Oh, it's probably the one I kicked out from one of them when I got in as when I got in as a driver and I just evicted the driver from it. Scratch one, that was that guy over there that they just knocked off. good. Right, nearly captured. This little red bar is nearly gone. Right, there we go, cool. So if I now turn in, buy weapons, I think it is. No, that's just that one. So is it buy units? Yeah. Repair team vehicles. There we go. Rearm team vehicles, and we might as well do refuel and heal while we're here. I also like in this one that you can just buy an off-road vehicle in any other, like, the town, so if you've lost a car, you can at least just rebuy a car. Again, ARMA 2 just had some better design choices to make the gameplay more fun. I know it's not fun, I know it's not realistic, you instantly have all the logistics available to you in these places, but... Right, that Novi Sabor, actually, let's capture that, because that's got the green guys coming through it, as well as them, you know, engaging the red defences there, which means that, so that's to what, my southeast. Not my way, tree. So yeah, I don't know if it's the Cold War mod I've got installed or the World War II mod that's put the new interface on there. But yeah, I'll definitely undisable those if I'm playing ARMA 2 CTI mode, because they have no effect on the actual thing in terms of units, but they are a bit annoying where they've changed some of the interface and controls for regular ARMA 2. So, you know, I can't press the buttons I normally press. Oh, are we hitting their convoy from the side? Yeah, nice. Good thing about going off-road, getting them from the side. Right, did they have a tank that went under that ridge that was still alive or anything like that? What is this, that one, Poppy? Oh, my radar says there's stuff in front of us. Oh shit, took a proper hit there. Can my gun... No, we're fucked. Right, where was the bit in that town I want to go towards? That bit. Yeah, let's just make that for... Oh, what's that, a T-55 or something I've got that knocked us out? T-72 maybe? T-72s, yeah. Can take T-72s out with the Warriors cannon, but you have to get the first hits on them for obvious reasons. I assume that's my squad mates just getting mown down by that machine gun. I'm just going to close the chat and reopen it in case it's done that usual thing on the YouTube chat where it breaks and then I can't see anybody's messages. No, it's the last thing with Steel Batoid making the your mama joke. Is that a guy over there on that gun turret? Yep. Alright, when my guy stops breathing heavily and I can aim. Is he dead or is he wounded in a weird sitting position? I'm going to assume he's $25 for neutralising him. I see, so my squad mates are that little green mark on there. Right, so maybe I want to be going towards... Oh, shit. Oh no, I'm dead. Never mind, I can buy some more shit now. I think that guy next to me is going to get slotted any second now. Seeing as I got shot laying down, he stood up, so I think any moment now something's just going to clock him and then clock him. Tell you what, any vehicles I've still got alive, let's order you all to Novi Sabor. Again, that's the thing I like a lot more in ARMA 2. Man, 100 meters to our front. Target that enemy shulker. Oh no. 1 is dead. Or whatever, like 2 is down. 3 taking command. Oh no, 3 is down. An Apache. Add empty, and then I'll manually order a crewman into it. Just want a pilot, don't I? Doesn't actually matter, but I don't think they have special skills of the vehicles anyway. Can afford another empty Apache. I'm just going to add another empty Apache to our base so it's available when I next die and respawn. And sometimes once you I just do this so I know where they spawn in, because otherwise you don't always know where they are. Not really. The L85A3 is meant to actually be pretty decent. Like, even the A2 was pretty decent. The L85A1 was absolute dog shit. As in, you know, was very prone to jamming, bits of it breaking. I mean, if you like bullpup rifles, from what I understand, the L85A3 is basically a perfectly fine bullpup. The SUSAT sights, these retro sights they had, I really like the SUSAT, although they have awful eye relief. Both of the real ones, unlike the airsoft copies of them, have awful eye relief. But I do like this, the big old-fashioned, like, post sight they have. But yeah, L85s, like I said, the improved ones are meant to be perfectly adequate, but no really any better than modern Steyr Augs, any of the other good modern bullpups. M16s, other than some initial teething issues they also had, that weren't as bad, are like still used by lots and lots of countries. So, an L85, my favourite member of the L85 family, I'll have to, because I can never remember its name without looking it up. I think it might have had 22 in the name, but not as in 22LR, just had the, you know, 22 in part of the designation. There's a really, really tiny, like, bullpup carbine one they did for vehicle crews, which is really cool. Like, you know, it is a fucking tiny, even for a bullpup, it's tiny. So I like that one, but, yeah, in terms of, like, yeah, the, I'm trying to remember what the button is to... There we go, it's F12. Because then I press F4 and I can order that guy to get in. But I want to get in first because I want probably the pilot seat. Yeah, then he can get in. And then he can be my gunner. But yeah, like I said, the modern L85s are meant to be pretty damn good in terms of, you know, it's a bullpup, it's accurate, you know. But like I said, the L85A1, there's a Forgotten Weapons video on just how bad they were. Because it was a typical thing where even if the designers made some good weapons design choices at the time, the government at, you know, the time didn't want to spend much money on them, so they were like, make this out the cheapest plastic possible, you know, use the least amount of steel in some of the internal bits as possible. So, you know, they had lots of problems with bits breaking and stuff like that. I think they probably want something more modern, because again, the AUG is a bullpup from around the same era. So while the AUGs are really good, that, you know, a lot of countries want more modern, you know, fancy, newfangled things. Although I think, sadly, a lot of the modern guns Britain is buying are just some AR derivative, which is kind of boring, because I was really hoping by now we'd have more sci-fi kind of futuristic guns. But sadly, no, not really. Right, I don't know whether I want to take the helicopter really high to avoid small arms fire, or fly it really low and hope a shulker doesn't spot me. Because when you're high, it's much easier for enemy radar bullshit to spot you. But when you're low, like I said, you're still going to run into the issue of lots of little light machine guns just firing up at you and just wiping you out quickly that way. Anyway, let's take this in a southwesterly direction. And oh shit, I forgot I can fire rockets on my own. But yeah, I'm hoping my gunner's just going to start auto-firing when he sees tanks and that. Personally, I really like the AK, even though I know obviously AR platforms like the M4 are a lot more accurate. There is something I really like about AKs. I mean, if I can be pedantic, I'm going to say VZ58, because the check not AK thing that's... Oh, here we go. Already had my engine being fucked up. Yeah, I probably should be flying low, shouldn't I? Just dangerously low. I mean, it depends. ARs are much better at keeping dirt out, but they're worse than AKs once dirt gets in them. AKs get dirtier and foul up faster, but you can strip an AK and take, you know, get the gunk out of it way faster in that regard. Yeah, there's some of the guns I really like, Steel Battle, like you're saying, like that, are the weird, like, AR-AK hybrids some countries have made. Like, my favourite of the small arms is probably still the Swiss, what's it, the SG550 or whatever it is. They're like 5.56 Swiss guns, which are like really high quality AK style guns. It depends where they're surplus from, because obviously surplus mag pouches like the Chinese communist chest rigs, you can put AK mags in fine. But yeah, AK mags having more of a curve, yeah, I know what you mean, won't go in standard, like, rectangular mag holders, but yeah. But again, that's not a huge issue, depending on where you get your, mag things from, I guess. Why is the oh, I kept looking at my co-pilot's marker, thinking I was going towards a marker. Right, never mind then. Can I land this safely there and get a repair done? Let's see if I can capture that place there. Oh, loads of my teammates keep telling me they're fucking ready. I know you're saying that, but I'm kind of in the middle of dealing with a helicopter at the moment, my stupid teammates. I'm losing fuel quite fast as well, actually, with that leak. Right. Nose down, please. Right. Let's see how close I can land to that. Is it still Z to lower the height of it in this? Yeah, Z is lower altitude, okay, yep. Stop keying your fucking radios. Alright, I don't wanna knock my rotors out with a tree. It's actually a bit further west, is it? The flagpole, yeah. But I do need to get this down quite fast because I'm already under half fuel now. Ah, there we go, perfect. Yeah, the M1 carbine 30 round mags are banana mags, aren't they, as well? Right, let's order all of these fucking morons that keep keying their mics to go do something useful. Right, you can literally all go there. Oh, was it the guys on the previous page as well? Yeah. As long as my co-pilot doesn't get out, I don't care. My gunner. Yeah, right. That's stop. What? Stop keying your bloody microphones. Why are they so obsessed with just going on the mic? Oh, these guys are really bloody annoying. Ah, good. I think they've stopped keying their microphones. Is it actually capturing this place? Is the bar even moving? Let me get out and go have a look. Hey, it's definitely moving now. You can technically own black powder handguns, and you can own handguns with a stupid like arm brace thing on them that means that they're not handgun sized anymore. But basically firearms fall into different licensing categories. So somebody like me, because I can't be asked to go through any of the paperwork, and because the problem, like I've complained about a lot with the UK rules, is you basically rent a firearm, you don't really own it. Because if the government decides that they don't think you should own it anymore, they can just seize them. So that's why I personally don't want to ever, you know, with how the laws work at the moment, bother going through all the hoops to get a gun license and then, you know, potentially lose all my guns because I say something online the government decides I'm a threat to people for or whatever. But you have Section 2, which is the easiest one to get out of the like ones that people consider normal guns. Section 2 are shotguns. And that Section 2, if you get a Section 2 license, which is pretty easy, I think you just need your doctor to say you're not mentally ill or something. For a Section 2 shotgun certificate, that means I think you can own an unlimited amount of shotguns, which are either side by side, over, under, pump or semis, but the pump and semis have to be limited to a 3-round mag. So you can't have a big gun tube on them, basically, you know, like mag tube. So you never see mag-fed semis over here because there's not really a market for them. So for Section 1, that's the more interesting one. That's for like actual rifles. Section 1 is a lot stricter to get because you need both the doctor to say you're not going to do something stupid, and I think you need the police to look into you first, and that's where a lot of people don't like the Section 1. Because the police could, without giving you a proper reason, say we looked into you and don't think you should own a gun. And a lot of people reckon the police just do that as a default, you know. So if you're a farmer or somebody, the police will find it harder to deny you like a gun license because you can say, you know, for my profession I need a gun, you know, for shooting foxes and stuff like that. Section 1, right, so Section 1's a bit weird. So the most popular gun over here on Section 1 are Ruger 1022s, because 22LR, you can have semi-auto, you know, whatever sort of mag size you want for whatever. So 22LRs are in a weird thing in the UK, where they're like the most, you know, least restrictive gun on the rifle license. Every other caliber, as far as I'm aware, including like 17 HMR, so even if you go smaller than 22LR, but especially for the bigger calibers, they have to be bolt action or like a non-semi kind of gun. So you can get things like AKs and FOWs and everything with the gas tube removed, where you have to rack it every time. And you can have those on a Section 1, so it's not really a caliber thing, other than that, you know, you can't have anything other than a 22LR as a semi. So you can own, like, anti-material rifles, technically, but, you know, most people don't. Then in terms of pistols, yeah, like I was saying, you can have black powders without a license, because I've got some Derringers and stuff like that, and if you put black powder in them, they'd shoot absolutely fine. You know, you can buy modern black powder revolvers, but again, that's, some of the sellers are a bit funny, where they want you to get a gun license to get one. Otherwise, I'd get a Pieta, you know, like black powder cap and ball. Just, you know, I'd have already done it. But annoyingly, most sellers of modern ones want you to have one of the other gun licenses, because they don't want to risk selling it to somebody that then does something stupid with it. And like I said, with the pistol licenses, I don't even know how they all work with all those. Like, again, I know, like, horse owners can get them for humane dispatch in case they need to shoot their horse in the head. Yeah, like saying red flag laws, like saying that's the problem with it here, that a lot of the problems I have with the gun ownership things here is, like I said, is because there's so little accountability for them to then take your guns when you've jumped through all the hoops. I personally don't want them for that reason. But like I said, I've got some black powder rifles and pistols, and like I said, legally, you know, I can own them without any kind of police checks on those. And legally, if I go somewhere where there's enough land to shoot, I could shoot those. Again, personally, owning my own black powder, I think that comes under a non-firearm related thing, like the same as owning fireworks, you know, where you can do it, but you're limited in the quantity unless you apply for some, like, explosive license, then you can own more. But again, I think then there's police checks. But again, there are ways that you can buy small quantities of black powder, you know. But the problem is, obviously, on my own property, I can't load those pistols up and whatever and shoot them, because I'm too close to neighbouring houses and all those sort of rules. So it's a bit like the city limits rules some states have, I think, in the US when it comes to my black powders. That, in theory, if I had permission to shoot them, you know, I could get a limited quantity of black powder, take them with some musket balls or whatever, or like hand load some rounds and shoot them on private property. But sadly, there's not really anywhere to do that near me, so I've got some guns that essentially are completely fully functional, but I just can't shoot them. Yeah, I know that once you pass the background check, yeah, you can basically get guns anywhere, can't you? Although isn't there a lot of variations in, like, state laws regarding, like, mag size and, like, those weird stocks some guns have in some states, like the weird funhole stocks. Oh, have we captured this place now? Yes, we have. So buy units, repair, rearm, refuel. There we go. Okay, so we want to figure out where the enemy base is, and I reckon it's going to be somewhere on the east side. Let's go to that Polana place, that's also near Gorka, and then see if we run into anything there. So I'm going to fly low and fast, I think is probably safest. Yeah, so that I do like the no registry thing, because like I've complained about in the UK, you also get things that aren't firearms, whatever, that end up being registered at the point of purchase. So if they ever change the laws on them, like I said, that's why I surrendered my blank firing guns that came under a certain thing when they did that bollocks. Because again, it's that thing where I didn't want to fucking risk other stuff I own being confiscated that, you know, is fully legal, but you don't want to go through all the legal shit. So again, it was like when you buy some stuff in the UK, it's registered at the point of sale that you own it, and then if they retroactively change the laws, you then need to surrender it. You know, it's that kind of crap. So I do like the no registry thing, like what you're saying, that, because if you own something that's perfectly legal at the time you buy it, there shouldn't be anybody being able to check up on you later going, oh, you bought this, but we retroactively changed the law and we're not going to even offer you a buyback. I don't have a zombie assault gun, but yeah. The zombie knives thing and all that is like really stupid they did over here, because there's loads of knives that used to be legal that aren't. And again, I've got on my desk right in front of me a Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife, and that is literally a dagger designed for killing people, and that is perfectly legal because, you know, wannabe gangsters in the cities and whatever stabbing each other over drug money don't use proper killing knives. They use fucking kitchen knives, or they buy cheap shit-ass katanas, you know, and other things like that, and then get them banned. But again, none of these knife restrictions they've ever done have stopped the inner-city gentlemen from, you know, murdering each other. Oh, I've got Ack shooting at me, haven't I? Ack. I just saw some tracers go over my thing. Oh, I've got missile lock. Oh, there's a lot of AA there. Is that their base, do you reckon? Right, where did I get shot down? Because I reckon I found their base. Because there was a lot of AA there. It wasn't just an isolated little turret or something. Right, cool. Let's mark that on the map. So I got killed about there, didn't I? See, I reckon that's going to be their base around there, look, because they've got Dushkum, Zedus, yeah, right, I reckon send everything there. Let's buy some more units. I'm not going to really bother with the Apaches because they are, I find, in this game a bit too vulnerable to AA, because you can't really seed it, so AA in ARMA is very, very sort of dangerous. Oh, I can't reinforce, my group's full. I can manually disband them if I want to. Right, see, now I've marked that there, I know where that is now, so I'm not going to move that marker, but... Right, so yeah, I reckon that is where, Oh, T-72 is history. One of my warriors must have just wiped out a T-72. Yeah, we have a weird thing where spring-assisted knives did get banned, but as far as I'm aware, what we would call a flip knife or a flick knife are still completely legal. And with a flick knife, I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone, I can do that with, I know you can't see me, but you can do that with a hand motion. And as long as you practice doing the hand motion, you can flick them out like a spring-assisted knife with no issue. Thankfully, I don't think they ever went through with doing any fucking restrictions on those, because again, they're not the knives being used for stabbing people. The knives being used for stabbing people are fucking cheap-ass kitchen knives, where these stupid sort of, you know, idiots that do all this drug gangland bollocks, they either get them out of their parents' or somebody's kitchen for all they know, or they steal them from a supermarket and then, you know, butcher somebody with a fucking kitchen knife. And that makes sense because kitchen knives, because of how many are sold and used, aren't very unique knives. So they're very easy to use and then dispose of. You know, where somebody wouldn't be able to like, oh, can you ID that this particular kitchen knife was the one used in the crime? But yeah, like I said, the problem with the UK government is because they don't want to really solve lots of issues. And again, I know you get this in the States and pretty much any country in the world, where governments don't really want to solve the root cause of a problem. So what they end up doing is doing a headline grabbing thing where they go, oh, we're going to ban a specific thing, you know, pretending that will fix the issue. But when you have lots of people in poverty and criminals not being punished properly for some serious crimes, you are not going to deal with like drug running and, you know, drug related gang warfare and murders by fucking restricting the type of knife or gun somebody can buy. Like we said, it just doesn't work like that. You know, the governments constantly do shit like that. Oh look, we're not going to really fix the problem, but we're going to say this so all the idiots will clap and go, oh, they fixed the problem, look. And then, you know, every day we still get people being fucking murdered with knives. Oh, I've just been run over. Oh, one of my warriors just ran me over. I was saying about construction, I can buy, can't I, a big if I buy an M119 and a mortar, because I don't know which one has the right range for the area I'm going to hit, I'm just going to... Oh, they've crippled me, the morons. Can I buy a medic? Can they actually heal me? Because I've never really tried that. Can a medic stop me being crippled? Yeah, weirdly, like I said, the UK thankfully hasn't really ever tried to ban swords, and I think that's just because they're not concealable. And again, whenever there has been sword bans, it's been on the really cheap, shitty ones, where somebody buys, you know, like a machete-sized kind of stainless steel katana for whatever sort of price. Right, is it for my medic? I want my medic. Right, so 3 is my medic. Oh yeah, he's got a little medic symbol next to his name. Oh, he's got a little medic icon on him. I know it would have been cheaper to just deleted myself, but I want to see if the medics work properly. Hello, medic. My legs have been run over by a tank. They look like pasta sauce. Can you please heal me so I can walk again? Can I walk now? Oh, he's healed me. Hallelujah. If only all those crippled children in real life could be healed by somebody pouring salt in their leg. Right, can I... Artillery computer? Right, so what we want to see is where I put that marker. Ah, yeah, here. It's right in the range. Fire. Yeah, I just want to drop a load of shells in this area to wipe out a load of those defences guns. Well, the one where he just shoots him in the head, walks past, shoots him in the head really casually and carries on walking. That video. Yeah, again, I find that weird, Kyle, with some of the state laws and things like that, where sometimes, like, knives have more restrictions on them than guns in the US. But... again, I wouldn't argue. I think if I had to compromise between being able to own some guns I really like, between not able to be buying certain types of knives or carry certain knives, I think I'd rather have the guns. Again, I don't know if I've hit anything. These artillery guns are really good when you know where the enemy's main base is, because at that point you can basically wipe their base out very easily. But you need to know exactly where the position is, the coordinates. Let's knock out that little hard point, just because I can see it's there. What's that one, I wonder, on as an icon? Oh, it is moving, that one. Okay, so that's something we still know where it is. I know it's moved quite a bit there, but... I want to see if that hard point, when the shell hits it, actually does kill that hard point. Oh, we've got another one there. Because it'll pop up at the top right, like earned from like killing whatever, if that does direct hit and wipe it out. Don't know if it did or not. Anyway, I am going to manually just take some vehicles over to that area, but because we do need their exact position to call artillery in on it. Oh, while I've got that other Apache, I might as well order my medic in there. And then I'm just going to fly this chopper over that area again. Because even if it gets shot down, I just want to see if I can get the ID on their... Is he going to get in? Yeah, so because knives aren't mentioned in the Constitution, politicians find it harder to erode the rights with them. Yeah, I've seen that one as well. I was expecting the guy to look a lot more flat than he did in that video with the tank, but that's probably because it was, what, like a T-55 or something, and it probably spreads the weight out more than you think. I was expecting it to look more like that bit in The Beast of War, where they turn the Afghan into like mincemeat using a T-55. Yeah, with the some of the videos I've seen. I've seen ones in Ukraine where people end up looking like minced beef from tanks running them over, but not actually, or ones where they look kind of like mud afterwards. All right, Miss Valdez. But yeah, I won't talk about real life shit like that too much, because that is a bit of an off-putting topic for people. Right, so that's my marker there, isn't it? So I'm hoping, let's yeah, just take the Apache over there. And we will see if this is their main base or not. If I can do it, like I said, without getting shot down before I even get close to it, because as long as I can get a good pass of it, I will ID all their stuff automatically. But if I get shot down on the outskirts, it might not register what I see. Yeah, and probably car accidents by a massive margin. There's certainly a lot of them in that area, so it's making me think it definitely is their base. Right, let's just go low, go low. I just want to survive long enough that we can ID what's over there. Yeah, that's their base. Right, cool. Let's start artillerying the shit out of that area. I'm going to disband all these guys because nearly all of them nearly all of those guys are dead or wounded and they're not in vehicles, so it's pointless keeping them where they're preventing me buying more equipment. I'm not going to disband them then. Or does it just take a few seconds after you do it before it works? Yeah, it's definitely that area where their base is because of the sheer amount of stuff that was over there. Right, so anyway, we're not really making much progress, are we? So I'm going to just take my own warrior squadron over there, I think. Problem is, because I've not got a proper ID on their base yet, even though I know where it is, the EAI commander isn't going to send all the troops over there, which it will do once. No, I've got rid of all of them. That's why they're not reporting. Right, there we go. Right, I can start. Oh, the game's not crashing, is it? Oh, what's going on? Ah, there we go. Right. Good. Right, now I can just make my squad of warriors. And we're going to just ride all of them in one, hopefully if they stay together in one wedge. So even when we get some taking anti-tank fire, there should be enough to punch through that barrier. Yeah, well again, I'm pretty sure, and again, this is somebody who is not American, that the whole point of the firearms thing in the Constitution was, at the time, a musket was basically the cutting edge of small arms. I mean, I know technically you can see some really cool, like, repeating muskets that Forgotten Weapons has videos on. But yeah, a musket was the cutting edge. So at the time, people owning a musket was the idea of basically everybody having a military-grade weapon. So where they're like, oh no, an AR with a big mag, that's really scary, you can't have that. That's not what the Founding Fathers intended. I'm pretty sure it is, because it's the equivalent of, you know, like the small arm of the 1700s, your Kentucky rifle. An AR-15 is the Kentucky rifle of the day, but, you know. Right, I'm at a full group now, so... Oh, that's one of the things I do really hate in ARMA 2 is, when they keep fucking, no, unless that's not 2, unless that's a different one. Okay, so that was a different vehicle, okay. Right, are they all now moving up with me? I want them all to catch up. Then when I know they're all coming, we can beeline to where I want to go. Right, so have I just got 3 warriors? Is that my limit? Oh well, right, 3 warriors it is then. That's the way we're going. Let no tree or whatever get in our way, because I'm just going to plough through everything. As long as I don't flip the vehicle or get the track stuck, we're going in a beeline. Yeah, well, it's because I'm quite libertarian, Kyle, because in general, the more power you give to governments, the more they seem to fucking abuse it or just be useless. Which is why I quite like a lot of American things. It doesn't mean I like everything about America, especially if America becomes really isolationist and, you know, decides all of its allies and friendly countries can go fuck themselves. But that's more going on about your politicians. That's why I try not to go into political talk. But yeah, in general, like, the thing I do like about America is that basically, because it was a breakaway country at the time, obviously from the British Empire, and King George III, it basically tried to be a lot more forward thinking for the time in terms of civil rights. And when I say civil rights, I mean, you know, like to do with the rights of a like citizen of the country compared to the rights to governments, you know, no gods and kings kind of thing. But yeah, so because obviously at the time Britain, well, Britain was a constitutional kind of thing. It's just not very many people could vote. So although the war was technically, you know, in America it was framed against King George, it was more against the Parliament of Britain, because George wasn't the one who ordered troops around and everything. That was Parliament. When we had the English Civil War, that's why Charles I, wasn't it, got beheaded because of that, because he tried to, you know, become a king as an ultimate ruler in the UK. Where the UK, sort of Britain, England, Britain, whatever, has this kind of weird thing where the king or queen is kind of a safeguard on our democracy now, where the idea is that if the government ever really overreaches, I believe the reason that is technically the royals that have ultimate command over the armed forces, is because that they can basically coup the government if it ever goes batshit insane. Yeah, but the thing is with 5.56.223 is that it's very high velocity, isn't it, compared to say 22 LR. So while it's a small bullet, it can do lots of ballistic damage. Again, I like old 7.62 battle rifles. You know, M14, FN FAL G3, because I like the big clonky guns. But anyway, right, are my fucking other warriors following me? Where have they gone? They're slowly following me. Right, I just have to hope I don't eat like 5 RPGs the second we make our way into that encampment. Slowly crunching my way through all these trees. It's because the warrior's quite wide with all that slat armour thrown on the side of it. Actually, tell you what, I am going to manually order all these guys to the objective, because I think they are just going to get lost if they try and follow me. So yeah, well, they won't keep formation, because if they're going to lose formation anyway, I might as well just give them a route to go to. Yeah, because obviously you've got more time for the propellant to accelerate the bullet, and you've got more rifling spin on it. Because the interesting thing is, if you ever shoot a little black powder pistol, even the ones that are the same, you know, calibers as some of the old muskets, like, see the difference in a cap and ball Derringer, how much damage that does to a ballistic skull or ballistic gel compared to a giant old, like, Kentucky rifle style musket or a Brown Bess. I think there was a video on YouTube that did that recently, where, like, you know, there's one that puts a little hole, like a coin-sized hole in the head of a skeleton, whereas the, you know, old muskets literally explode the head because of, yeah, I suppose some of it as well is just going to be price of ammo, isn't it? Because, in all honesty, I'd be the sort of person that, being a cheapskate, would probably mostly shoot 22 LR for just range practice, and then take, you know, a gun I like out more on occasions, you know, if I was sort of in the US or a country that's similar. Because obviously you don't want to spend loads of money on cartridges for just training, basically. So yeah, that's the only thing I'd imagine is a bit of a nightmare with things like 300 Blackout. I imagine they're quite expensive per round if you want range time with it. Oh, I forgot I could have fast travelled to closer to the front. Oh well. Because I've been playing so much ARMA 3 recently now, I've forgotten the mechanics, like I say, in that good fast travel system that's in ARMA 2. Oh well, if I die this time when I buy my next vehicle, I'll do fast travel. It's interesting we still have that thing in the south. So the AI is only really throwing all its resources westwards. It's not trying to, like, flank around the map. Oh, that's quite cool. 22LR adapter mag. Didn't know that was a thing. Right. So, is this the hill we're going to crest over and then be quite close to him again? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, reloading makes a lot of sense to me with, like, more vintage ammos, just because some of those I assume you can't even buy anymore, or the cost of it is astronomical. Because, like I said, ammo reloading is actually a thing in the UK for some of the more retro guns. Because, like I was saying earlier, with the black powder ones, sort of, if I wanted to shoot my, like, Schmidt-Rubin, or, like, my old Steyr, I'd have to manually reload the black powder cartridges for that, because they're, you know, giant old, BMP, hit the BMP. Oh, you moron, you didn't shoot the BMP. Alright, let me at least coast this over before I die. That way, I was hoping, yeah, that maybe it's going to reveal on the map now that that's the enemy base. And, oh, enemy base located, HQ, yes, good. That sacrifice was not in vain, because it now means that my AI commander is going to order all the men in this direction. So we're going to concentrate our firepower over. Look, troll. Right, we'll mark that. But as that's their HQ building, that was actually pretty damn close to where I got that marker originally. Let's now. I'm just going to buy another construction defense. So I want the M119, number 8. Was I looking at that? Right. Let's repeatedly just fire on that position. And hopefully the splash is good enough where it hits there. That thing with the A marker on, that's a building, I believe. But I think the one with the HQ marker on is our prime target. The A is probably like their armour depot or something. think there's actually a way I very rarely use in ARMA, where you can technically call in support, can't you, on the right? So, how does the support thing work? I know there's a way of doing it, but... Team... that's not that. Let's have a look at the options. So, controls. Where is the support one? Because I think I can just order all of our artillery to fire on a certain thing. What is the support button game? There are so many options. I just want the one for like calling support, because I can see a little thing on the right side where it's got the little white artillery icon, but I think that way I can just order every gun that's in the base to fire at once. Gear is G. Let's just see if G does anything. Okay, so... Can I just order it from the map, though? Because... Oh, support, yeah. So I click map, I click support. I guess I click artillery. Click on map to set fire location. Right, okay, so now we want to click... exactly here. There we go. Right, so in theory, I think that then means all the artillery in the base just auto fires. Yeah, where they're like moving around now, I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, look, there we go. I don't know if that's really faster or slower than doing it yourself, but another thing you can also do is, they might do a few salvos each. One of the things you can also do is, like, get the artillery guns with your own AI on them and then order your AI to fire at a specific spot. That also works quite well. But, we'll find out in about 20 seconds if once all those rounds hit the target, if they're going to actually, soften that base up. Ceasing fire mission. Right, let's call in support again. So again, it just annoys me you have to zoom out and do that, because then you can't be as precise. So artillery. Then we want to let's do it on the A, which I think is their armor base this time. Should I just buy a load of men and stick them all on those other artillery guns? Construction, let's buy some more of those guns anyway, seeing as we know where we're bombarding with now. Oh, I've bought all the ones I can buy anyway, so never mind. Right, let's just buy a load of regular infantry until I run out of how are my warriors getting along on the map? Ah, they're there. They're getting near the outskirts of where I want them, assuming they don't get immediately blown up by an SPG or whatever. So 3 is ready. Oh no, 3's on the one. So F2 and F4 are... What guy is that one? Samuel Clark. What's your number, Samuel? Oh, right, they're all there, look. Okay. Cancel that. So... This might be faster doing it this way. Can I order some of my other guys onto the ones that are already there? I was wondering if I order them onto the ones the AI are on, if they can actually then give the fire coordinates on them. Yeah, if you... Again, it depends, because like, again, the ones I've heard of people actually getting proper criminal convictions for are ones where it's actually caused the violence, which I think there's still a thing for in the US, isn't there? It's a bit like the shouting fire in like a movie cinema, like theatre sort of thing. So some of the ones aren't as bad as it's made out sometimes in the news on places. So sometimes it's because somebody is actually threatening violence or calling for violence against people. But yeah, there has been times where people have been looked into for saying offensive things, and it's a good thing we've got an awful Prime Minister at the moment who thinks people should be arrested if they're not of his political persuasion and they say offensive things. Let's have a look now of all my guys doing their bombard. Why can't you fire, you fucking morons? I gave you very clear firing instructions. Anyway, let's just call the support in again. If they're all in the guns, maybe the support will work properly. Oh no, I don't want that. Support. Artillery. Let's see if they'll all manually shoot this way. Normally they work fine when you do what I just did just then. Oh, was there a guy? Oh, yeah, there's a guy stuck on that mortar. Oh, there's a dead guy there as well. He must have been crushed by something. Maybe that guy ran... Oh, there we go. He's dead as well. That's a lethal mortar that guy's got. Just breaks people's shins. Right, are all you fuckers going to fire on my position or what? Why are they refusing orders? Normally there is never an issue in ARMA 2 with this. Right, all of you lot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 21. Formation. How do I get him off the gun now? No, don't you point at me! Alright, how do I get him off the gun? Seeing as, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do that thing that kills him using this. What was it? Formation... How did I get rid of him earlier? Team. No, it wasn't team, was it? Status. No. How did I get the thing up earlier where I disbanded the people? Oh, it was communication, wasn't it? I think. That guy's looking at me judgingly. Yeah, ARMA 2 isn't even as bad as ARMA 3 for NPCs just not working properly. That guy is very sternly looking at me like, what you think you can just bomb them with these guns? No. Right, do I have any NPCs now? Right, I need to get rid of F1. Hang on, I need to get rid of F1. Oh, it's because I'm F1, aren't I? Right, F2, F3, F4. They also need to be disbanded. And then, as long as the only people left now are my warriors, that's fine. Because they're actually useful. They're armoured vehicles. Oh, they're over there. No, shit, the warriors are coming back. I don't want them doing that. Go to where I ordered you to go. Yeah, they're coming back because when I ordered the other ones to move there. They, yeah, right, there you go. I just want to try by only putting 2 NPCs. Oh, these are all AI on the artillery guns now, are they? Can I do a good fire mission then? Right, fire mission. So, support, artillery. Right, are they going to fire a salvo for me? Seeing as there's so many guns now that technically have people on them. You'd think they'd all, you think I'd get at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You think you'd at least get 5 of the guns shoot. But it says they're commencing a fire. Oh, that one that's not got anybody on is shooting, or is there? Oh, is there a guy hiding around that side? Oh, right, there's another guy on it. Below these guns are still not doing anything. Oh shit! Whoops! Oh well, that didn't get me in trouble. I'll just get out, casually walk away. Yes, he is just walking perpetually. Yeah, right. Let's get some more warriors. As many as it lets me get, which is probably only going to be 1. And what I'm going to do then is get in the warrior and fast travel. Because yeah, I should have remembered to use fast travel earlier. I think when you fast travel it keeps your group together as well. Like I said, those guys are fairly close to the front, so hopefully they can actually do something. Right, so where's my new warrior? I think it just spawned in. Oh, keep doing negligent discharges now. Right, okay. Hopefully he doesn't run me over and I can just get in and it will just stick the, what numbers are on this one? Yeah, you stay still. You stay still. No, I want to get in. Stop driving away. And I can't remember what his number is to order him to stop, because this mod I've got on is really annoying. How I know for realism, oh, you can't see which squad mates are in which vehicle. It still puts a bright orange marker on them, so I still know it's my vehicle, which doesn't tell me which NPCs are there. Right, he's 4, okay. No, don't you... It's that bloody driver that's doing it. Right, which is the driver in that one? Is that 5? Because if I order the wrong one to disembark, he's going to do it in the middle of the field. So if I free, that's the gunner. Let's get the gunner out as well. Right, now that's got to be 2 now in there. Yeah, right, okay, good. Right. I'm the driver now. Listen to me, I am the driver now. Okay, so these guys, you get in. Oh shit, they're moving in on the base of T-72s there. Is my team just fucking falling apart without me babysitting them? Right, let's fast travel anyway. While, if it still lets me. Now, the closest I can fast travel is basically there or there anyway, because of the supply line being cut. But yeah, I'm going to be annoyed if after all this my team ends up losing this because the Babby's first AI on my team isn't just manning stuff efficiently. Are there enemies here or not? No, we do look like we're clear. Although there's a green random thing down there, so I'm going to go look at the south side of this village and see what that is. Because if there's a green gun emplacement, I might as well wipe that out. The zombie knives have been banned, so I cannot tape it to my cannon and then shank somebody with a very, very shit blade. So if the enemy thing is here that it says is here, I should run into them very quickly here. It's like going to be that yellow dot that just turned up there. Oh, that was something exploding. There's infantry down here. Oh, they've got some hardware. Where is it? Oh, it's where I couldn't see it through the trees. Is that a hostile thing down there? I know there's a burnt vehicle, but there's something green there. I don't know if green is friendly or green is a faction colour. Because I think ARMA... No, it's an enemy. Come here. Yeah, that'll do. I was just going to mince you, but... Right, my other warriors are engaged in combat over there. So let's try... If I capture Gorka, then if Gorka's captured, that's a fast travel point. So let's go straight to Gorka, and that's just outside their base as well. And that's not the direction I want to go. Stop giving me a thing to patrol that base that's been wiped out ages ago, game. That's not where I want to be patrolling. Yeah, this is the one I want as my current task, because that's the actual one we need to go to. There we go. Going in the right direction now. Squad doesn't have PvE, does it? If so, I'm not interested in it. No, Orange Tips is the US thing, isn't it? In the UK, there's a really weird thing where if you're a member of some airsoft group, you can have the fully realistic looking ones. If not, they have to be horribly gaudy colours. Well, they don't actually have to be, it's just retailers won't sell them you because they don't want to get in shit for it. So, no, in the UK you can, and I've got some airsoft guns that are classed as imitation firearms. But, no, it's just a weird thing where it's not even an orange tip thing, that's not a thing at all over here. It's bright two-tone colours for ones where you can buy them without somebody checking if you're a valid person. Yeah, but unless Squad has PvE, I'm not really interested in it because I barely play any actually online games that aren't PvE games anymore. I just don't have. It's like kind of like blood pressure, but it's not blood pressure. I have to be in the mood for a game I can just play and not concentrate too much, if that makes sense. Because a game like Squad, I wouldn't be able to play if I'm meant to be communicating with other people and then like looking at the chat here. I wouldn't be able to stream it. Again, games like that where it's actually, you know, a lot of those, I just don't have the patience for them anymore. I used to play loads of Counter-Strike and stuff like that when I was younger. I don't find them relaxing, so I don't want to play them. In the UK, air guns aren't classed as firearms unless they're above a certain power. So I've got some air rifles that can still kill somebody, and they're legal. It's just that for the really like powerful ones, they're classed as firearms. You have to get them on a firearms license. For regular air guns that most people would use, same as in the US, they're not classed as firearms. They're like in a completely own category of things. Yeah, you can buy 50 ones in the UK, but it would have shit for power unless you bought it on a firearms license. It's basically so you can't get an air gun that's the same power as a firearm and circumvent the rules of it. What are my other warriors doing? Well, they haven't been wiped out yet, so I assume they're still, Oh yeah, Easy Red 2, was that the one you mentioned the other day? Because if so, that's the one I think I added to my wish list. So, again, it's one I need to take a proper look at when I'm not actually in a game. But the problem is on here, whenever I'm streaming something, people always go, oh yeah, this is good. And then I forget after the stream to look it up properly. But yeah, games like that I prefer a lot more than the ones that, yeah, like where it's very much Twitch shootery or you have to like be in constant comms with people. Because it's like with Helldivers 2, I play that with friends quite a bit, and Helldivers 2 is one of those games where most of my friends like playing on the difficulties where it's challenging enough but not, you know, not like Helldive, Super Helldive sort of levels. But again, one of my mates likes playing on the really hard difficulties, and then that can be quite annoying, because if he joins a game with you, he'll constantly go, oh, turn the difficulty up, this is too easy, I want to play on the really hard modes. And then as soon as you turn the difficulty up, he'll turn into a sweat and get angry with you for like, oh, you're not using your comms properly, stop having like casual chatter when we're trying to play the game seriously. It's like, yeah, this is why we play on the challenging difficulties but not the hard ones. Right, good. We've got Gorka, so we can fast travel to that now. So I can't do it fast travel to it because I'm I'm nearly there anyway. I was going to say I have to do it from another town we own, but... Right, and that also means I'm getting to where my other warriors are now, which means that we can actually, Can I hit some of their base from here, actually? Is that part of the town's defence over there, or...? Right, so let's put a marker directly on where the HQ is. I'm going to have to get a bit closer, I think. Oh, actually I want to be driver, so. Right, I see you now, base. Let's just let my gunner deal with any AI that are pretty close to me at the moment. And then... Right, I am going to now bombard that base from here. I just want to see if I call in a fire mission again on that place, how close it comes to hitting it. So, support, artillery... No, don't you fucking move there, I'm calling in my artillery. Again, I hate where some of the controls, Oh, fuck, now I've been hit. Bloody bastard. Oh, that warrior didn't actually get knocked out. That's surprising. Why can't I get in? Why is it not giving me the prompt to get in? There we go. Right. Yeah, but the gun hasn't been knocked out, has it? So... Even if this thing drives like shit, I should be able to get it to spin round here. Yeah, it does look like they bombarded that area pretty well with artillery. Right, now if I go to the gunner's seat, I should be able to just bombard that thing I was looking at. There's another building over there, isn't there? So, never mind, that one got me. I love the magic stars that fly out your vehicle for some reason in this game. I can actually respawn there, can't I? So I can respawn there, or that one, and then run over to one of my warriors and commandeer it again. Oh, what, like Steam Workshop? Oh, yeah, oh, definitely sounds like a game I really like. So thanks for recommending it. I just need to remember as soon as I finish this stream to look at it properly, so I actually, you know, it goes into my brain as a thing I need to remember to do, rather than, you know, doing that bloody thing where, oh good, we won. That bombarding did actually deal with it. Blue 4 wins. Finally! because I've been streaming for 2 hours, so right. Anyway, I'll end the stream now because it's a good place to stop now that battle's ended and I've been on for 2+ hours. And I'm going to look at Easy Red 2 straight away now so I don't forget. Right, thank you for watching, everybody. Tomorrow will probably be the last stream I do for a while, like I said, because I'm on holiday. So when I'm away, I don't know, you know, like I said, what internet will be available for streaming and things like that. So if I do catch anyone for a stream, that would be good. But like I said, I can't commit to any times, what networks are available, anything like that. Yeah, cheers. Thank you, Kyle. You too. Right, see everybody.